you guys, this is Davey Suicide. You're listening to the most brutally bullshit podcast out there. Hey you guys, this is Davey Suicide. You are listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast. Turn it up. Brutally Delicious!
Hey, you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast. I am Bruce.
I'm Christopher.
And today we've got yet another good one. We're going to be speaking with Davey Suicide. I've heard he's a trip to talk to, so I can't wait to get him on the line.
Right on, man.
Chris, meet Davey. Davey, meet Chris.
This is Davey. Thanks for calling in. I hear Bruce is a total mess up with the phone. So.
Hey, man. You never do things right the first time. Right?
No, but I'm the brains and looks behind the outfit, so you got to give me a little bit of slack.
He's just not the one that does the tech side of things, you know?
Right.
Yeah, it's like answering a phone. In his view, he still looks for a rotary dial.
You guys doing all right today?
Yeah, we're in the phase we leave on Monday.
Oh, I thought you were out on the road already, so you're just prepping?
Yeah. So I had to sort through all the merch. I think I was a little hungover yesterday, and I was going through the sizes, and I kept putting the wrong sizes in the wrong bins, and I was like, what is wrong with me? But it took way longer than I was supposed to, but yeah, I'm normally really savvy, but we had a friend of ours have a big party, so it happens.
Besides doing the merch kind of stuff, what kind of prep goes into getting ready for, because you guys are going out for a pretty decent length of a tour, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have a light show set up that is in sync with our set. So we're plugging in 3 new songs for our album on this. So we're getting all the lights programmed, all the DMX lights programmed. So
right.
We're doing that. I'm kind of doing different costume changes for this. So part of planning out the set is doing it in the order where I have segues to kind of run off for a second and then just flip shit up a little bit.
Right.
And kind of modifying my stuff. I find that a lot of my costumes are evolutionized from previous tours, and then I just cut stuff and sew it together, and it just becomes an amalgamation over time of things. But
almost like a time capsule.
Kind of, and so we're also kind of trying to stay on brand with what the videos are looking like and stuff like that. But so that happens, and I'm just picking up a bunch of stuff today, the cards that we're passing out at the shows, and some of the merch stuff, and just
right.
production stuff. I'm getting a new mic stand because I had this skull mic stand for a long time, and I'm making a new mic stand that's going to go along with a different song. So I'm getting all this stuff for that, and mailing off orders, mailing my Patreon stuff, getting the wireless pack.
Oh man,
fun stuff.
So much rock star life right there.
It's so much. I don't know. It's a lot, but whatever. It's exciting because we haven't played since February. I haven't seen the guys in a minute, and it's gonna feel great to be on stage with them again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
What kind of rehearsals have gone into it? So you guys haven't even been in the same room together?
No, we'll get in on Sunday and on Monday. Everyone is so just does their homework.
Right.
So we're on a group chat on our phones, and we'll shit talk about what we want to do set wise, and then everyone kind of does their homework, and we just bust into a room and make sure the order works, and if we're doing any segues and stuff. But Derek and Niko and I have played together for so long that it's like clockwork now. But yeah, I mean, I remember we're growing up when you're having band practice twice a week in a basement and stuff.
Right.
now it's we email each other, we text each other, everyone comes in, and normally it's after the first song, it's just riding the bike.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
That is really awesome. Chris?
Yeah, when you're young, in bands, you're we need to practice. And then you get older and you realize, well, actually, I just need to be prepared.
Yeah, you've kind of already put in the work, for the newer songs.
Yeah.
I'm rehearsing on my own. each day.
Of course.
Actually, not each day, probably every other day. But you've already put in the work. And also, I think, you know, when this band started, we were on a click, and that just changed everything for us, you know? I mean, it's just so easy to be consistent when you're playing in perfect time, and, you know, I think a lot of the fluctuation when you're younger and you're just kind of punk rocking it, you know, which a lot of bands, you know, the more, I would say the older bands do that still, but I just think practicing the same way every time gets you tighter, and I think that's why it's a lot easier for us.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's so much easier. I when I first started playing live to a click, I was just like, this is amazing. And you notice the change in the audience, too, I think. Do you notice that as well? When you see the audience, when you watch a band that's playing to a click, the audience seems to be more in tune with what you're doing.
Yeah, there's harmony there. I mean, there's kind of so I would agree, yeah.
Cool. Bruce?
Do you find that it gets more difficult to prepare or to actually get out on the road as you're getting older, I guess?
It's a different kind of grind. I think you find yourself doing kind of maybe not accepting certain things that you used to accept in the past. So I think you just become a little bit more particular on what works and what doesn't work. Because we've done hundreds and hundreds of shows a year,
right,
kind of run. And what I've learned is that if we're in the right environment to grow, it's a lot more fruitful than going on misfit tours where we don't really make sense, or, you know, going on like just tours with bands that just kind of aren't on brand with us.
Right. This Wednesday 13 is definitely on brand.
Yeah, and it'll be great. And I have no doubt that us, Static, and Wednesday, it's going to be awesome, and we'll probably get more coverage out of these shows than we would maybe like with a month with, I don't know, you know, some of the other bands that we've done. I don't want to single anyone out, but
right.
So I would say in that capacity, you know, I mean, we're still in a van, but, you know, I think that decision is, you have bands that kind of go the RV or bandwagon bus route, and they come back and they don't have money, or you have bands that do it in a van and sleep in hotels, and then you come back and you all make money. And I think, you know, to sustain this as a lifestyle, you have to make certain sacrifices, unless you're just absolutely killing it, and that's obviously where we want to get with this album.
Awesome. Bruce, do you have anything else?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I know when you guys are writing music, and you're quite a theatrical band as well, and you were talking about the lights earlier. When you're writing your records, are you writing with the live show in mind, like how it's going to come across on stage, or are you writing the songs just for like the record's sake?
I think it's both. I think a lot of what the song is about kind of tends to be about lyrically where we're going. Obviously, I think we always try to have a balance of like four or five like really heavy live songs that would be fun, you know. So we'll go through and we'll be like, all right, so we have, you know, 8 songs for an album. We need a couple more. What are we missing? Are we missing a ballad? Are we missing like a mid-tempo song? Are we missing a strip club type song? Are we missing just a heavy like rager, you know?
Right.
And Jared, who is our original keyboard player, he doesn't tour with us anymore, but we still write the lion's share of the music together. He tends to write a lot of like heavy stuff, and I think so. A lot of it comes from, I think, musically where he's feeling. He's just, I think, but I think you always have it in mind, but I don't think that there's an absolute formula to all of this.
Gotcha. So along the same lines of the of being on stage, this is not necessarily related to the record or anything, but since you're so theatrical, I imagine you've had some crazy mishaps. What's the worst mishap that's happened to you on stage?
I mean, I've had stuff where I just haven't gotten my jackets and stuff off in time. or they've gotten tangled. We were in New Zealand, and I literally couldn't get the sleeve of my jacket off. I don't know if I was just buffed that month or whatever, but I was
that's the story we're going with.
Right. It was the last show of the Wednesday 13 run last year, like last April-ish, I think, something. Oh, May maybe. But, yeah, and I just couldn't get this jacket off, so I just pulled the shit out of it and ripped the sleeve off, and I was like, well, at least we don't have a show tomorrow. But, yeah, and, I mean, Niko's ate shit at the Regent in Hollywood before. He was playing a guitar solo, and one of the ego risers that we were standing on, literally, it slid because like the stage was kind of like a slick floor.
Mm-hmm.
And he just ate shit, and so that was rough. I mean, we've had stuff where like the lights weren't working and stuff like that. For the most part, we're pretty savvy. Like we're very self-contained and. I think we get a lot of compliments from touring bands that we're with because we kind of have our act together when it comes to that kind of stuff.
That's good. That's important.
Cool. I see here that you guys played Shiprocked this year. How was that for you?
That was probably one of my favorite things we've ever done.
Nice.
I just think. First of all, we got to just be shoulder to shoulder and like eat dinner and hang out with a lot of the bands that we really respect.
Yeah.
The community just kind of felt like there was a lot of camaraderie. I think that's what I liked the best out of it. We did this thing called the Stowaways where we were singing like, other tunes that the guy Danny Hill kind of arranged, and we're in the room with the dudes from POD and Chad from Hell Yeah and
right.
Joey Belladonna and just guys that Head from Korn, just dudes that are like really established musicians, and we're sitting here, getting ready to play White Zombie tune with John Tempesta and Trey from POD, and Niko and I are gonna play, and then it was just such a cool thing for the rehearsal because all those dudes are sitting there watching you, with their wives or their PAs, and it felt like we were kind of like accepted at that point. Like all the pop guys were super cool. Morgan from Seven Dust was awesome to us, and then just playing, like those were kind of like the fans that were kind of the top tier in a way. Like those people live their life for that vacation each year.
Yeah,
absolutely. And we played a show in Baltimore, I think, the following month, and like. People drove from 3-6 hours away that went on Shiprocked and saw us just to come to the show.
That's pretty cool.
Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, I live in Hollywood, and my friends don't even drive 15 minutes from Hollywood to the Valley to visit me.
Right.
Because there's traffic. So.
Yeah, that's a good feeling, I'm sure.
It was great. It was great. We were originally just going to play the Stowaways, and it was just me, Derek, and Niko were just playing, a couple tunes on the Stowaways set, and then it ended up we had a Davey Suicide set in the atrium, and that thing was packed. I mean, all Motionless guys came, like Brian from Korn came, and just all the bands just came, Morgan and.
Right.
And it was just like the atrium had like 7 floors up, and you could just see people on every single row. And I was like, "Holy shit! Like, we need to do this again."
Yeah, and you're on a boat, which is cool.
It's wild because it'll move. Like we were on stage doing our thing, and I felt drunk because I was just like. Every once in a while, you would just get like a jolt to the side or something, and you slide a little bit, And
right.
Definitely, like outside, I felt it way more because that stage was really big, and you're feeling the air, and I think there was a little bit of drizzle one of the nights because I got to do 2 nights of that.
That's pretty cool.
It was fun, man. You know, it was just it's inspiring being around people that really love rock music, because I feel like it's been on a decline for a long time. Pop has taken over, and rap, and I think that the rock fans are there. They just need to be ignited again.
I'm all for it.
I couldn't agree more.
Oh yeah. Chris, are you good?
I'm good, thanks.
So before we go any further, are you okay answering? We have this part of the show where we ask a bunch of ridiculous questions. It's called the Furious Five, and they're off the wall. And if you're game and have a sense of humor, I'd love to put you through them.
Okay, yeah, that's sort of just something I don't want to answer. I'll just say.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, well, they are out of the ordinary, but they're fucked up, but they're fucked up on purpose.
The brutally delicious, Furious Five.
So name something people rent for a party.
Girlfriends.
All right. You said that with such a straight face. If you had,
it's just so real out here. It's just dudes with money. It's like the guy that shows up to the party and has a girl on his arm, and you're like, you didn't earn that.
Hollywood is
so
it's
common
that bad,
here,
huh?
dude.
Wow. I know.
It's
I've
not
heard
that
about
bad. It's just it is a thing. You know, it's
Interesting.
not super common, but it happens.
All right. If you lost your sense of smell, what smell would you miss the most?
Man, I like vanilla and this cucumber melon. I know it's really cheesy, but
No.
that, and I feel like girls wear that perfume a lot. That's just like, it's a game changer for me.
All right. Let's see. What else can we get to? Name 3 root vegetables.
That are grown in the ground?
Yeah. I know. I told you they're fucked up.
Man, this might be wrong. Carrots?
Yeah, got one. Oh, we may have stumped you.
Asparagus?
Oh, now you got me. I'm going to have to look that one up.
Huh.
Chris is looking it up now. I hear him Googling.
Yeah.
What would a third one be? Eggplant?
I don't know. We'll let Chris Google it. I'll move on. Are we still okay, or you think I'm... These are Chris's questions if you don't like them.
No, that's fine. I never thought that I was... you know why? Potatoes,
definitely.
down, right?
We'll take that one for sure.
All right. I think asparagus might... You know what I was just thinking, what stuff at the grocery store looks dirty when you go to buy it.
That's the way to do it, right? Are you okay with 2 more?
Yeah, no, we're good.
Okay, so let's see. Name 2 things you can see but not touch.
You can see but not touch. The sun.
That's a good one, actually.
And the moon.
Yeah, beautiful. And then the last one, we ask everybody this one. It's, if you don't like it, again, it's Chris's question. Gynophobia is an irrational fear of what?
Gynophobia?
Yeah, gynophobia is an irrational fear of what?
Gynophobia?
Gyna, G-Y...
STD? Oh, gyna, like a gynecologist?
Yeah, gynophobia, correct.
So you don't like to go to the doctor?
Well, it's actually the fear of women, if you Google it, but perfect.
Oh, I guess the irony is it's gynecologist.
Yeah, sorry, that was Chris's question. Now that I know you know
I got it. Yep, we're dialed in.
We're dialed in.
Yes.
Chris, erase
I
that
have
question
the
from your
answer.
list. Oh, asparagus.
It is not a root vegetable.
Asparagus isn't?
No, it's a perennial plant. It can grow up to 150 centimeters or 59 inches in length.
I know, I love me
but
some
it grows
asparagus.
out of the ground, though, right?
Yeah, but not what you eat is in the ground is just its root system. So you actually eat the stems.
Sure.
Hey,
there we go.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Wikipedia.
What, 2 out of 3?
Yeah, you got
2 out of 3.
I think you got 2 out of 3. Correct. Sorry if we were too effed up there, but we just like to mix it up.
I've never heard questions like that before. That was really challenging. I liked it.
Well, okay, so it wasn't too bad then.
No, it's good.
Some people go either way. Some people think Chris is totally messed up for asking them, and then and then some people love him. So if you love him, I'll take it. It's my credit.
I appreciate that it's just different because you do these things all the time. Like we used to do like every single interview we ever got on tour, and you get the same stuff over. And I almost like I joked with like our publicist. I was like, I just need to give them a handout for the generic ones.
Yeah.
So I don't have to say it every time. But these were different.
Me and Chris, when we put this together a couple months ago, or 6 months ago, whatever, we decided to, because I've been doing interviews for years now, and I get tired of asking about the name of the band and all the same stuff that people can just Wikipedia or Google. And so we decided we still talk about the band and what you're doing, but we try and mix it up, and we call it like a casual conversation with whoever the artist is. In this case, Davey Suicide. And then we just try and mix things up and make it a little bit different. And I tell you what, fans, we get lots of emails about these little Furious 5 things, because I've got like a whole intro with sound effects I'm going to add into it. People love it. Like, I get people like, hey, I almost spewed my coffee while I was drinking it, listening to it this morning. So it's interesting, it's fun, and, I'm screwed up for asking them, but what the hell?
Yeah. I mean, push the envelope, man.
Yeah, why not?
Challenge us.
Challenge you.
Last fact here, before we let you go. Sorry. But this makes no sense to me. Asparagus has been used as a vegetable owing to its distinct flavor and in medicine due to its diuretic properties, and it's also purported to function as an aphrodisiac.
Really?
Mm.
Have any of you thought of asparagus as an aphrodisiac before?
Well, I heard about that.
Oh.
Because, when you go into, like, relationship counseling and stuff, they talk about things, because after your, like, first year and a half, after the honeymoon phase, wears away, a lot of relationships get kind of, like, even or just uninteresting, or, the spark dies or whatever, and your companions at that point. So one of the things that they teach you is to focus on turn-ons, not turn-offs.
Mm-hmm.
And in light of that, there's certain things like, try these scents, or try these foods, try these wines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's basically to get your blood flowing.
Interesting.
And get you charged up. But yeah, that's an off-the-wall one.
I have an off-the-wall. And I hope it's not personally me, because then it's revealing too much information, but asparagus make your piss smell.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so it's not just me then. I don't know if it was like some weird thing I'm giving away.
No.
Well, and your shit's like green mush.
Oh, my God. This podcast went to hell.
This is why I'm wondering, how the fuck is it an aphrodisiac? You know what I mean? Oh, excuse me.
I think it's prior. I mean, it might not be good for her. She's probably like, hop in that shower, boy.
Jesus. Davey, I'm sorry this went the way it went. I wasn't intending on it that way, but...
Man, but we learned that asparagus is not a root vegetable, and it's considered an aphrodisiac. Well, it makes your shit green and your piss stink.
Right.
So we've done something great on this podcast.
You wouldn't believe
Knowledge.
You wouldn't believe the stuff we've learned on this podcast. Stuff I can't unlearn.
I'm into it, man.
Yeah, sometimes we get down these roads where we I don't know how we get there, but I get off the phone and I'm like, what the hell did I just hear?
Yeah, the singer from Allegiant really took us down a road. That's for sure.
Are you familiar with Allegiant?
No.
So they're a death metal band out of, I think, San Diego, he said, or maybe someone from Arizona.
Yeah, San Diego.
And I don't know how we got there, but somehow we started talking about urethral sounding. Do you have any idea what that is?
No.
Don't Google it with a room full of people. But apparently it's like dudes who like to stick foreign objects down there.
Oh.
he responded to one of the. I think it was a Serious 5 question.
It was, and somehow he got to urethral sounding. I'm like, oh my god, I didn't know anything about it.
Anyways, we've gone way off the rails now.
I want to thank you for taking the time, and I hope you will think about doing this again someday, and we didn't fuck you up too much.
No, man, let's do it again. Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thank you for taking the time. Good luck with the tour. Travel safe.
Thanks, man.
Have a nice holiday. Hey, we'll see ya.
You too.
All right, bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Bruce?
Yeah, you there?
I'm here.
What the heck did we just do?
Well, it looks like we brought him out of his shell, is what happened there.
I do like that everybody starts those questions thinking I'm an idiot, and by the end they're like, hey, that was refreshing.
Yeah, thank God it's not another question about the album.
Hello out there! Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much! We'll be seeing you!